Hello everyone and good morning all of you. This is Dr. Sudarshan Sambhaji Rapedge, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Kalasasi Rasika Mahadevya Devani, your zoology companion, and welcome to my lecture. In the last lecture, we studied carbohydrate and protein structure, classification and properties. Now today we will start next topic, is the lipids. In the lipids classification, structure as well as properties also we will see. So let's get started today's lecture. We know very well fats and fat-like substances called lipids. Okay, fats and fat-like substances called lipids, and the lipids are organic compounds which are characterized by the presence of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen molecule in their composition. Okay, what is meant by the lipids? Lipids are the fats and fats like substances called lipids, and lipids are the organic compound which are characterized by the presence of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in their composition. Okay, another one, the lipids are the chemical diverge group of compounds, the common and defining feature of which is their insolubility in water. Okay, we know very well that the insoluble in water, lipids are insoluble in water but soluble in the alcohol, chloroform and benzene. It means soluble in the organic solvents. Okay, that is the alcohol, chloroform and benzene. Okay, and they have one particular ability, that is the structural ability, that is the structural elements. We also call it as lipids are the structural elements. Why? Because it contains phospholipids and sterols are the structural elements of biological membrane or biological or cell membranes. Okay, that's why we call it the structural elements. Okay, another, that is the lipids are present in a very small quantities but play a crucial roles as enzyme cofactors. Okay, enzyme cofactors, electron carriers, light absorbing pigments, hydrophobic anchors for proteins, emulsifying agents, hormones and intracellular messengers, as well as in the human diet. Okay, see one by one the enzyme cofactors. What is the role of enzyme cofactors, or what is the role of lipid enzyme? Okay, we know very well lipoprotein lipase is the enzyme that hydrolyzes the fatty acids. Okay, lipoprotein lipase is the enzyme hydrolyzes the fatty acids, as well as acetyl coenzyme carboxylase is the enzymes that incorporates acetyl coenzyme into fatty acids. Okay, acetyl CoA into the fatty acids. Okay, another, that is the electron carriers. Is it lipids are electron carriers? Yes, lipids are electron carriers. Why? Because lipids contain a glycerol backbone, and to this backbone are attached to a polar groups and two long chain fatty acids that is NAD and FAD are two common proton and electron carries in the cells. Okay, why electrons carriers lipids? Because lipids contain one particular glycerol backbone, and to this backbone are attached to a polar groups, that is the NAD and FAD. It contain common proton and electron carries in the cells. Okay, that's why we call it as, that is the lipids is the electron carriers. Okay, another one important role of lipid is the light absorbing pigment. If you seen in the porphyrins are included in the chlorophyll molecules of green plants and in the respiratory pigments of animals. Okay, porphyrin, you have seen the porphyrin. These porphyrins found in the chlorophyll as well as the respiratory pigment in the animals also, and that porphyrin is an important role of absorbing pigments. Okay, in the animals respiratory pigments of animals is the hemoglobin. It contains the iron porphyrin. Okay, it means the lipid are the as well as the lipid is the hydrophobic anchors of proteins. It means the lipid linked proteins are located on the surface of cell membrane and they have hydrophobic nature. Okay, we know very well that is the hydrophobic nature. It is means the water fearing, and that the hydrophobic layer of materials that gives the cell membrane its waterproof nature. Okay, means the hydrophobic anchors for proteins, it gives a waterproof nature for the cell membrane. Why? Because these proteins contain hydrophobic nature, and hydrophobic nature is the it means water fearing. Okay, another, that is the next is the role of lipids is the emulsifying agent. What is the emulsifying agent? Emulsifying agents means mixing of two liquids that usually are unmixable together to form emulsion. Okay, mixing of two liquids that usually unmixable together to form emulsion. We know very well lipids are not mixable in water, but bile salts are emulsifier because they have hydrophilic nature. Hydrophilic nature means that is the water loving nature. Okay, and hydrophobic means water fearing, and hydrophilic means water loving nature. Okay, in the emulsifying agent, the bile salt agent is the water or water loving nature. That is what that is the hydrophilic nature, and that's why they have mixed easily in the another liquids. Okay, or another molecules. Okay, next is the hormones and the intracellular messengers. Okay, we know very well hormones, the steroid hormones are synthesized from cholesterol in the gonads and adrenal glands. Okay, this is the steroid hormones. Is the steroids are the lipids, and these hormones generally found in the gonads and adrenal glands. Okay, another, that is the intracellular messenger. Lipids is a intracellular messenger. Okay, if you see the cleaved fragments of the lipid molecule serve as a intracellular signals or secondary message. Okay, so secondary messengers. Okay, it is the one particular role of Another next, that is the human diet. The fats are important constituents of human diet and are a great source of energy in the body. Why? Because of the fat molecule there is a little oxygen but much more carbon and hydrogen. Okay, that's why it is a very important element in our diet. Okay, that is the one particular introductory idea about lipids. Okay, another next is the classification of lipids. On the basis of occurrence and chemical composition, the lipids are classified into the three types. First is the simple lipids, second one is the compound lipids, and third one is the derived lipids. Okay, in the first, simple lipids contain two subtypes. That is, first one is the natural fats and oils, and second the waxes. In the natural fats and oils, again subdivided into two subtypes. That is, the first one is the saturated fatty acids and second one is the unsaturated fatty acids. Okay, and the second is the waxes. Okay, this is the simple lipids types. Another next second main and important types of lipids is the compound lipids. Is that two subtypes also. First one is the phospholipids. In the phospholipids, again divide into subtypes. Is the monoamino monophosphatides and diamino monophosphatides. Okay, for example, the monoamino monophosphatide is the lecithin and cephalin, and second is the diamino monophosphatides, sphingomyelins is the examples we will see later on, and another, that is the glycolipids. Okay, this is the two type of compound lipids also, and another next third and last lipids is the derived lipids. So in that, cholesterol, ergosterol, as well as bile acid, as well as sex hormones and adrenocorticoids. Okay, these are the examples of derived lipids. Okay, so today we learn about what is lipids, as well as the what is the role of lipids in the animals as well as plants. Okay, as well as the classification. We just superficial idea of classification of lipids. Okay, in the next lecture we will see thoroughly the classification of lipids, the simple lipids, compound lipids, as well as derived lipids also. So this is it for today. So thank you very much all of you.